Court of Brazos County will meet in regular session on June the 1st, 2021 at 10 a.m. in the Commissioner's Courtroom, the County Administration Building, 200 South Texas Avenue, Suite 106. First item on the agenda is identification and pledge of allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flag. Commissioner Barry will lead those.
Please pray with me. Lord, thank you for this day and for the many blessings you bestow upon us. Thank you for the opportunity to do meaningful work on behalf of the citizens of Brazos County. Please protect our first responders, our military here and abroad, whose work allows us to enjoy the freedoms we do. I ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner. Second item on the agenda is call for citizens' input and/or concerns. Hearing none, we will go to number 3 is presentation and discussions. 2020 Excellence Award, Safety Award by Lisa McCraig, Risk Management Consultant, and Joe Sefcik, okay. Risk Control Consultant on behalf of the Texas Association of Counties Risk Management Pool.
Good morning, sir. Thank you. Judge, members of the court, thank you for having us today. I appreciate it. It's not often that we get to be here with good news, seeing as we provide some of your coverages. Usually we're talking about money and stuff like that. Today we get to talk about money and an award. So we're here for the Excellence in Safety Award, and I'd like to recognize the Risk Management Department as well as HR for the efforts that they put forward to help you all qualify and achieve this award. Brazos County is one of 11 out of our 254 counties that received this Excellence in Safety Award. So that is an excellent achievement. As well, well, I guess I could just show you the award. And then there was something else that I wanted to talk about. This is the Excellence in Safety Award. I don't know if HR and your risk department want to come up. I know Leslie's here. But if you guys wanted to do a photo or something like that. But then I'd also like to just put out a reminder since we're here. And I guess you guys talked about it in court last week with the Sheriff's Department, was the safety equipment program. And I'd just like to put out a reminder that your road and bridge and maintenance line numbers, as well as your law enforcement workers' comp line numbers, each received $7,701 from our safety equipment program to purchase safety funds on our online stores. So a total over $15,402 was awarded by TAC for your county to spend towards safety equipment to help keep those workers' comp losses down. So congratulations on that as well.
All right, thank you. Is Jennifer here?
Did you guys have time for a photo op?
Yeah.
Yes,
Sweet.
definitely.
Excellent.
If we stand up, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I was like kind of running the show. This is your show. I'm just here.
Yeah, that's fine.
We stand on such protocol.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Great job, Leslie.
I also wanted to congratulate Leslie on passing her certification. It was a year-long process, and she took numbers of tests and passed them all with flying colors. So our congratulations to Leslie.
That's awesome. Thank y'all.
All right,
Probably
thank
should have
y'all.
done that on announcements, but
Okay, we'll move to the BVEDC compliance report. Matt's not here this morning, but Chuck Martinez and
Yes, sir.
Tim.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. So first, let me begin by expressing the BVDC's appreciation, Judge, to the court and the county for its ongoing contributions to the organization to help grow the economy in our community, both in the urbanized and in the unincorporated areas of our community. 2020 was, as we all know, a very trying period of our national economy as well as locally. But we're pleased that the report that we'll give to you today represents, again, a strong industrial backbone of our community to move forward. Also want to take time to express our appreciation to your staff team, Judge, Bruce in particular, in his work in helping us to attract companies into the community as well. And we greatly appreciate our partnership. So with the beginning of this presentation, for 2020, there were 6 projects or company projects that were under agreement that were being monitored by the Brazos Valley Economic Development Corporation on behalf of the county as well as both cities. The aggregate summary of this is that the report highlights companies that go across multiple targeted industries, and we'll identify them as we go through the report. But in total, $405 million in investments that were made by these companies, providing over 1,300 jobs, very high quality jobs at that, with a payroll in excess of $98 million. 3 of these companies of the 6 are located in the city of Bryan. 3 of those companies are in College Station. And with that, let me begin with our first company. This is Advanta. This is a global agricultural R&D company that they specialize in seed genetics and breeding. This is located in Brazos County Precinct 4 as well as the city of College Station. The focus of this investments were on the company's personal property. And as we look through the overall view of this slide, there were no county or city-specific incentives that were provided to the company in order to attract them to our community. Instead, it was a grant that the Brazos Valley Economic Development Corporation had issued out. $25,000 has already been paid at the ribbon cutting. That was some time back. But the company still does have an outstanding $50,000 grant that's eligible to be paid out until through the end of 2022. So they still have that relationship with A&M that they're defining. In the conversations with the company coming out of the pandemic, they had expressed that there's a lot of shifts that are happening globally that are looking at the U.S. operations of these companies. And again, this is a global company that moved in from South America to our community. In terms of the average salary wage requirement of $80,000 that was required of the company, the payroll that includes benefits, in this case, that average salary was at $96,000 plus this in 2020 cycle. If you look at the employment and the payroll, that did exceed those requirements. The investment value, we looked at the company's information that they reported into the as part of this process, which is in the backup documents, that they had did have over $2 million in asset value that was presented, and I think that's a conversation that the company and the appraisal district continues to have in catching up on the market value versus the asset value that the companies are having. So a couple weeks ago when the board was presented this information, I think our board had approved this report. Access Pipe and Tube. Access Pipe and Tube is a steel manufacturing company on the northern end of our community and also located in Brazos County Precinct 4. This is also in the city of Bryan, District 2. The investment value here is reflecting of the real and personal property. Getting close to the final days of this particular incentive agreement that began before 2013. But one of the things that has been very good about this company is their values have historically and continue to exceed the investment value that's expected of the company, as well as on the payroll side. The employment side, on the other hand, has historically lagged in the last couple of years. One of the things, though, that that speaks to this particular incentive agreement is that in order to be in compliance, it is a measure of a formula that was specifically designed for this company that addresses both valuation and salary. And so when you factor those two elements, while the employment numbers are shy of that required number, the overperforming in these other areas of payroll and investment can pass that threshold of being in compliance. And again, this is in the northern half of our community. Fujifilm Diosynth Biotechnologies. Again, as we talked about the 2020 and what that meant locally and nationally, this company has been a champion in terms of helping in the COVID vaccine development. The recent news coming out of the local press was they're readying for clinical trials for their Novavax vaccine, which is being done here in our community. And as you can see here in this particular company's report, it was a banner year for the company in terms of their ramp up of investments, again exceeding that requirement of $70 million. In this case, it's $78.7 million. The payroll had a huge surge in employment, Judge and Commissioners. Their payroll was well in excess of the $6 million that was required and coming in at $40.5 million, literally almost doubling the last year's employment numbers. When their current year end of 2020 was at 518 employees at Fujifilm Diosynth. This is a reimbursement grant, so I know that as part of this process and our presentation today will help on that process on that reimbursement. LSPI is a global leader in specialty chemicals and manufacturing for the oil and gas industry. Also located in Brazos County Precinct 4 in the City of Bryan, District 1. This is an investment value that reflects real and personal property. This is for one of this is an investment that addresses the new expansion of that particular facility called the Freedom Plant. This particular payroll numbers, as you can see on the slide, came in at $2.2 million. The requirement for them was at $1.5 million. The investment value, again, on that new plant was at $37 million, exceeding their $20 million requirement, and just coming over the 24 jobs at 25 jobs. Again, this is all the companies that we've talked to had to address in some capacity or another the limitations on across the board, across the industry. We know that oil and gas as a whole continues to have a rise in the crude oils in Texas. And so we think this is, again, a company that, as we saw even this weekend with traveling back and going back up, that this is a company that's going to be reflective of a reviving economy and should show some very high promise going forward. Again, this is the third year of this particular agreement that will have both a cash incentive on the City of Bryan side and an abatement on the county side. Viasat. Viasat is a satellite communications company in the wireless internet market. This is a company that is located in Brazos County Precinct 4 in the city of College Station, on the edge of the City of Bryan's limits, so it's in the Bio Corridor area. And it's one of the first companies that came in through that process of the ILA, interlocal agreement that exists out in the Bio Corridor, and so therefore the City of Bryan and the City of College Station both have involvement in this particular agreement. In terms of the payroll numbers, again, the payroll of that far exceeded the requirement of $9.6 million. Investment value equally surpassed that, and they came in at the end of the year of 262 jobs that at the end of calendar year 2020. Now, you'll notice that there's an asterisk. So the asterisk represents that in 2020, according to the agreement, 2020 marked the first time in this agreement cycle that the company needed to maintain 280 employees. And that 280 employees, Judge, was a reflection of the 130 employees that were in existence before this agreement began, and were to add 150 new jobs through this cycle. And so one of the things that the company is asking for consideration on is to be able to address its response to the pandemic, recognizing that they are currently under the total of 280, but are still addressing their expectations on meeting payroll and investment value. And so I think from the standpoint of they're performing on these other sides, minus the shyness of on the employment, that was something that the board of directors last week had addressed in terms of recognizing the spirit of their movement and move in that direction. And our last company that we'll address is Wayfair. Wayfair, again, was one of the companies that helped to launch a new economic development on University Drive East. This is a national customer contact center operation. This is also in, Brazos County Precinct 2 and the City of Bryan District 3. During the pandemic, all of these employees, for the most part, were working remotely. I think there was an observations in the early days when we made last year's presentations that their parking lot was empty and didn't know what was going on, and in fact that was in fact the case. And so, but they did maintain 309 employees that were there throughout the year of 2020. They far exceeded their investment value, and this is personal property information that's reflected here, and the payroll number again exceeded that on the requirement. In terms of the payouts of the incentives that were given to this company, again, there was no county or city incentives that were provided. It was a grant from the Brazos Valley Economic Development Corporation, and that has been fully paid out. And so this is just looking at moving forward with this company to be able to find opportunities for its growth. We've been seeing a lot of movement from customer contact centers throughout Texas, and it's frankly across the country about looking at moving out of the larger metros into other areas of the community. And Wayfair was a harbinger of that for this community and continues to do well. So with that, Judge, that completes our compliance report for calendar year 2020. We're here to answer any questions that the court may have. Again, our sincere appreciation for our partnership and the contributions that the county continues to make in our organization, and we respect the staff that we work with and are here to serve you and your continuing interest. Thank you.
Chuck, thank you for the report. Question is that if any of the companies are short in either the payroll or the investment value or their employment numbers, does that come into effect into whether they get full payment or full abatement?
So that's I guess from a legal standpoint, that's a matter for the county to interpret whether that was in compliance or not. I think in the particular case of Viasat is a matter for the county to make that determination of whether it views that as in compliance or non in compliance. Is a black and white answer, but I think the company has particularly requested in this case Viasat's matter was simply to ask for consideration as part of the other factors that they were performing in on.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so the figures on Fuji Diasynth, that does not include their their construction that's taking place now. Is that correct? And their
Yeah,
investment value?
That's correct.
Okay, it does not include.
It does not.
Okay, so that's like a $50 million, I think, expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Super, thanks.
Okay, Chuck. Thank y'all for coming in
Yeah,
and
thank you, Judge.
giving us a compliance report. We will move on and consider and take action on agenda items 4 through 19. Number 4 is request approval for a wire transfer of $5,964,902.71 to HHSC funds for PGY5 Advanced Comprehensive Hospital Increase Reimbursement Program, CHIRP, for qualifying hospitals.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 5 is approval of appointment of Roger Stout to the Brazos County Emergency Service District 1 for an unexpired term ending December 31, 2021.
Move approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is approval of the following job description.
Move approval A?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve A. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, did you have something you wanted?
I have something for number 7, though.
Okay. I'll call you up. None motion passes. Number 7 is request from Juvenile Department for a payment authorization to Linda Rickson for reimbursement of $348.40 for a flight ticket for a juvenile resident returning to the guardian in another state. A purchase order was not obtained in advance.
Move approval?
We just need you to pass on that.
Come up to the front, Lyndon.
We just need you to pass on this one for right now.
Oh, need to pass on
Yes.
one.
Pull it
Okay.
from the agenda.
Yes.
Okay.
Move that we remove it from the agenda?
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to remove it from the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 8 is request from Purchasing Department for payment authorization for McKesson Medical Surgical in the amount of $617.79 for final payment for contractual obligations. The invoice exceeded the amount of the purchase order.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 9 is request from Sheriff's Office for approval to renew the agreement with LESO program as administered by the Texas Department of Public Safety.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 10 is permission to advertise for bid RFP 21-138 grant application and administrative services.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 11 is consider and take action on Frontier Communications utility permit to lay fiber optic cable for internet service in the Wood Lake and Sweetwater subdivision sites located in Precinct 1.
Move approval.
Second?
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 12 is approval of final plat for Southern Point Section 101, 10.439 acres, Sterrett D. Smith Survey A210, College Station, ETJ, Brazos County, Texas, sites located in Precinct 1.
Move approval.
Second?
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is approval of final plat of Southern Point Section 200, 26.067 acres, Sterrett D. Smith Survey A-210, City of College Station, ETJ, Brazos County, Texas, sites located in Precinct 1.
Move approval? Oh,
Approval.
second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is approval of final plat for Green Branch Ridge subdivision, Phase 7B, 22.404 acres, Richardson Perry surveyed, A-44, City of Bryan, ETJ, Brazos County, Texas, sites located in precinct 2.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 15 is request permission from Donald L. Bright to enter Falcon Crest subdivision, a private subdivision, to clean out a ditch on Falcon Crest Drive. This work will help with the drainage in Timberwall Drive, which is maintained by the Brazos County, sites located in precinct 2.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 16 is tax refund application for the following.
Move approval A through C.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve A through C. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 17 is budget amendments. Budget amendments FY 20/21, 34.1 through 34.4.
Move approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 18 is personnel change status.
Move approval A and B.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve A and B. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 19 is payment of claims. Claims to be paid by Brazos County, claim number 8107777 through claim number 8107922, and claims number 9001989 through claims number 9002049.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 20 is acknowledgment of the quarterly investment report for 12/31/20. Number 21, juvenile report, director's report on detention population. Linda.
Good morning again, Judge and Commissioners. We have 37 juveniles in detention, 29 males, 8 females. We have 19 in medical isolation just per protocol, and we have 23 on electronic monitors.
Okay. Thank you. 22 is Sheriff's report on inmate population. Sheriff.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Our peak in the last 24 hours is 572. That's 506 men, 66 women. We have 39 on electronic monitoring with 11 pending.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. 23 is announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics.
Judge, if I may?
Sure.
I would just like to take this opportunity to express appreciation to Representative Rainey and Representative Casal and Senator Schwertner for their efforts in the legislative session for our for House Bill 1698, which is the referendum bill for RMA funding. I
Good.
think they did a great job in getting it through for us, and it's on its way to the governor.
Okay.
So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'll echo those comments. Really appreciate the efforts of our legislators.
Okay. Thank y'all. Any other announcement of interest items? Hearing none. Number 24 is call for citizens' input and or concerns. Hearing none, we'll adjourn. Thank y'all.